What's up YouTube, the Soldier Barber Life here. Today I'm going to be doing a haircut tutorial using the all new self-cut system Angel Lights 3-way mirror. So the haircut that I'm going to be giving myself is the medium skin drop fade. This is a haircut that I've been wearing since I grew my hair out on top. So I usually keep the top and let the top grow out and just fade the sides and blend it into the top. The first thing that I do for this haircut is I grab my Gamma Plus balding clipper and I go ahead and set in my bald guideline. And that is the foundation for the haircut. So when I'm setting in this bald guideline, I'm doing really light taps, very light touches, and just setting this guideline in all the way before I flip my clipper over and completely bald it out underneath. The next step that I do is I grab my Gamma boosted clipper with the lever all the way open, and I'm going to set in a guideline here. This guideline is going to be about a 1-inch guideline, and I will set that guideline in all the way around my head. From there, I will close my lever all the way and attack the bottom of the guideline. And when I'm doing that, I'm only going up no more than halfway. And then the final thing that I do in my fading process is I close the lever halfway, which on this clipper is 2 clicks. And then from there, that's when I will attack the middle of this guideline and kind of blend the two into each other. So the next step in my fading process is I will grab my 1 guard and set in another 1-inch guideline and go through the same process that I do, where I set that guideline in about 1 inch with the lever all the way open. Then I'll close that lever all the way, flick out to the bottom of the guideline, and then close that lever halfway to blend the two into each other. I will repeat this process when I'm using all my guards. So I also do use the half guard just to do kind of detail work, just to blend that no guard lever that I was using into the 1 guard. That's when I'll use my half guard. From there, I'll grab my 1.5 guard and then make another guideline. This one I like to make a little bit smaller, so this one will be more like a 1/2 inch guideline that I'll make. And this is where I'm starting to transition up to the top, so I'm not digging in as much as I would before with some of the smaller guards, because as you start working your way to the top, that's when you want to flick out more. So you'll see that difference in my fading, where as I go higher in guard, I'm doing more of a flick out motion versus digging in to the actual hair itself. So the next step, you will see me grab my 2 guard, and that is where I will be setting in my next guideline. This is the final guideline that I use that transitions the fade on the sides up to the top where all the bulk is. A lot of times this is the area that I am fading around the parietal ridge area. So what I am doing with this, I am really not trying to dig into the bulk that is around the parietal ridge area. So you will see me kind of only really going into the bottom of it, but as I get to the top of it, I do flick out. And flicking out is like making a C motion, so I'm going in and then out, and by doing that, it creates that shape that I want on my head, instead of digging into it and then just kind of creating another guideline that I would have to fade out. So the next step in this haircut, I will be going and giving myself a lineup. Now I have a pretty thin lineup, so what I have to do is I kind of have to use my imagination and use some of the thin hairs and create what I call a ghost hairline. And by doing so, I'm just kind of really envisioning kind of what I want the hairline to be. So I'm taking it up as high as it needs to go to where it'll be a straight hairline across. But there may be some areas that may not have that hair there, so I just want to kind of try to keep that line as straight as possible. What I usually do is I start in the middle and I work my way to the outsides and try to make that hairline as symmetrical as possible. I know that I will be using enhancements, so if it does look thin, I'm okay with that, because I would rather have it be a thin hairline than to take it up and push it up way too high and have my hairline way too high. I'd rather fill it in with enhancements in the light areas than do so. So this is what my hairline looks like naturally. Now I'm about to go ahead and enhance the hairline, and the enhancements that I use on this cut is the Red by Kiss Temptation. So it's a spray form black enhancement, and I use my Sean Cuts Hair 245 enhancement card, and I just go ahead and I trace the areas of my natural hairline, and I spray those enhancements on there and fill in those light areas to give it a more fuller look and make it darker. I usually follow this up with some hair fibers, because the hair fibers give a more natural looking appearance, where sometimes the spray can be a little bit shiny. The hair fibers kind of give more texture to it, so I will use the hair fibers as well on top of it, and then I follow that up with some hairspray to lock in the enhancements and hold everything in place. So the next thing that I do is I grab my trimmers and I just go over my hairline, just cleaning it all up and trying to make it as sharp as possible. So the next step that I do is grab my Tomb 45 triple cartridge razor, and I use that straight razor to just go over my hairline and just make that as sharp as possible, making sure that I pull and stretch the skin in the opposite direction that I am using the straight razor. I am angling that razor at a 45-degree angle and being very slow and meticulous with this process, because if not, you can really cut yourself pretty bad. So really take your time when you're using your straight razor. So one of the last steps that I do after the cut is I grab my Gamma Plus Evo Nano Mister, and it has aftershave inside of it, and I spray that all on my hairline and any area of my head that I cut my hair. And the purpose of that is it is a like a disinfectant antiseptic that will prevent you from having any bumps, and just another added bonus is it provides a nice aftershave smell to it as well. So this is the finished cut. I did style my hair and clean myself up, so this is what it looks like afterwards. If this is something you are interested in, make sure you check out the Self-Cut System website. I will put the link down here in the description, and you can go ahead and get you this Angel Lights mirror. This mirror is legit. It is a 3-way lighted mirror that is on a tripod, and this is the mirror that I use to give myself these self-cuts. Save myself a lot of money by cutting my own hair. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.